Hey there, friendlies. How's up? Welcome to the 1st of April episode of my fantabulous live stream. Um, this is the Bevies, Blades, and Bushcraft live stream where we got us some bevies, we got us some blades, and we do, on occasion, when I'm feeling lucky, talk about bushcrafty stuff. And tonight's conversation, as most of you will likely know, we are talking about something bushcraft adjacent, which is what is your favorite or your top 5 camp meals. Some of you may notice that a little different here. It's because I have put parchment paper on on my light. I wonder if I can actually can I like add a camera? It's too late for me to look that. Anyways, I've got parchment paper on my light, so that Russell doesn't say that I look like the moon or something tonight. So yes, I just want to start off with the usual housekeeping. That's the part where I say, if you're watching us, time shifted to tomorrow or next week or whatever. Thanks for watching us after the fact. I love knowing that you're there, that you're interacting with my content, and that you like what I do enough to spend a couple of hours with me, even after the fact, even though you can't participate in this side chat right here. If at any point tonight you really love what's happening, then I invite you to throw me a smiley thumb, as I believe 8 people already have. If which is kind of putting the cart before the horse there, people, but I'm glad you did it anyway. Cockles of my heart are all warmed. If at any point tonight you kind of hate what's going on, that's okay. Frowny thumb works just as well. And if you would like to take a more active role in supporting the channel, then I invite you to, as several people here already have, investigate the join button right there. Give it a right click, pop it open in a new tab, and there you will see the 2 tiers of member. Oh, that was off screen. The 2 tiers of membership that are open to you, as well as what each tier gets you for your hard-earned folding cash. So I don't know if you guys see me looking off screen, but I bought this at a dollar store today to put like my inks and pens and stuff in, and I have this horrible feeling that maybe the layers are not tall enough for these, so I really have to do this right now so that I'll know. If I get really grumpy, then I did not buy the right thing. So sorry, this is just like an aside. Oh, please. Where is it? There we go. Sweet. Oh, good. Okay, now I can get on with the live stream. I'll put all this stuff away tomorrow. I've recently cleaned my desk, and I realized that I'm just so owned by stuff, as you guys know. I'm trying to sort of organize in some way. So let's see who's kicking back with us then, shall we? Going back to 621. Okay, so I always try to set this up the day before or earlier in the day, like at lunchtime or the morning before. And so often I come crashing down the stairs, throw myself in front of the computer, and like set it up. So I love seeing you guys pop in at like 6:21. Peanut Trucker was the first one in. Hold on. Let me scroll on back. Oh, come on, computer, work with me. Oh, so one thing I did say in the show notes is that an Ethernet cable went walkabout, so I might have a lot of lag. I did something that I am trying not to do anymore, and that's that I ordered one from Amazon, and it arrived this afternoon. So we should have no lag, depending on the quality of the cable I picked up. Hold on a second. Tea is a good drink. So 621, we had Peanut Trucker popping in saying hi. First in, I think. Nice to see you. Where are you tonight, Mr. Trucker? I'm sure you've already answered that, but I mean, I just popped in, right? Peanut Trucker, by the way, is a channel mod, as you folks know, so you guys know to be nice. Next up was Marcus. I'll be the snooty one. I enjoy a nice steak over a campfire. Happy Tuesday, all. Okay, perfect. Starting off real early at 6:54 with the actual, um, with the actual question, which is nice. Hi, Marcus. Marcus, by the way, is a channel hero, as you can tell by that little icon next to his name. Canadian popping in with pancakes. I guess that's what he likes. It looks weird in the app, but I see that it's pancakes with butter on, and obviously that's maple syrup. And then you should. Oh, and the man on the street, Al, has supported the channel, as so many often have. Thank you very much, Mister. I see a lot of gift memberships going out. Grace, Scott, Charles and Annie, Darth Vader. I haven't seen him in a minute. Cowboy, Trudy Cron. I haven't. There's a name I haven't seen in a minute either. Natasha, Rebel with an O. Again, haven't seen that name in a while. Canoe Hound Adventures. Now, these people aren't necessarily with us. They're just listed. Canoe Hound, great channel, great guy. Love Dennis. Kelly Simmons, Shawnee Gross. Shawnee, we all know Shawnee. Beto, we know Beto for sure. Long's Quest. So many memberships going out. Whiskey Harbor, Gunslinger Outdoors, Just in Time, Lipstick Lodge. I haven't seen Linda in a while. Carol and Carol. That's weird. 2 Carol L's. Destiny got a membership. That's nice. Look at Al just handing out those memberships. Canadian. We got Flintlock. And Shawnee's actually with us, popping in at 8:05. So people are saying hi to each other at around 8:15. Man, you guys were way earlier than I was. Let me just sort of scroll down to. I'm gonna try to scroll past where everyone's just saying hi to each other. Well, except where someone's saying hi to me. Hi, Christy. So, Christy is one of the people who pops into my my live streams on my other channel, which are nowhere near as sort of set up as this. I sort of pop the phone up in front of me on my counter and make a like a cocktail. And not my last live stream, but the one before, she suggested I make a Rob Roy, which is 2 ounces of Scotch, 3/4 ounce of a sweet vermouth, I think, and Angostura bitters, if I remember correctly. At least that's the recipe I think I remember. But I made it with the Johnny Walker Island Green, which has a smoky element to it. So it tasted like hell. I poured it into the sink. And I said, I need to get like a Scotch for mixing. So something that's a blend, but still really good. So like a monkey shoulder. And when I went into the SAQ today on a whim, they actually had monkey shoulder. So I'm not going to go out. I'm trying to get my face out of the way. So at some point, I will do that again. 43% alcohol by volume. I don't often buy under 45%. But anyways, the monkey shoulder is extremely well known. It's apparently good enough for just sipping as well. I don't know what it tastes like because I've never had it on its own. I've only ever had it in cocktails and not ones that I've made. At the same time, I bought a rye, also 43%, but that's a local. Saint-Laurent is one of the main streets in this town. So yeah, so Christy, when I saw that, and which is why I was pinging on Russell's Discord, like, who was it? Christy who suggested that drink that I hated because I made it with the wrong whiskey. Anyway, so I got that. I won't do it tonight because I'm not going to step off screen and go upstairs and get all my stuff and bring it all down. But it will happen in the next cocktail live stream I do. Let's just close this one down and go and do that. Peanut Trucker is in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, headed to North Carolina. No freezing rain down there. We had some freezing rain up here. Today it's been sort of melting away, and it was actually relatively dry today. Cloudy, but we've had like a bunch of rain lately and it's been freezing. Destiny is doing Pellegrino with ice cubes for tonight. Setting up the Pellegrino ice cubes for tonight. So Destiny, if you're here, wait, when was that message? Oh yeah, it's fine. Do you do like the plain Pellegrino or like a lemon or the what is it, blood orange? What's your Pellegrino de choix? What's your favorite? I'm just gonna cruise as far down the Chitty McChat as I can so that we can get onto the actual conversation for tonight. Charles and Annie popping in saying hi. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Charles and Annie. Okay, let's just. Everyone's just sort of saying hi. How are things doing? I do want to point out that Canadian is off to the Caribbean in a week. Is that a cruise or are you going to like a resort somewhere? Destiny loved the yellow summy on Peanut Trucker's social media post. That guy's got some. Were you at a show? I know you were at a show recently, but was that picture from the show? Off Grid is in Southern California tonight. Nice. How's the weather down there? I hope it's better than it's been here. It's. I'm complaining, but there's no real reason to. Today was like between -5 and 2 degrees, which is fine because our fridge blew on us. So I have everything sort of out on the back balcony. But yeah, we've had freezing rain. Today we don't, which is nice. I think Russell might still be getting rained on, but I think he's melting as well, right? Everyone's saying hi. Mr. Off-Grid Recon, pop it in. Still like that axe in your avatar, mister. Destiny's asking how the dogs are. Actually, where is Country Boy? I'm seeing. There you go. There he is. Country Boy. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with who's a member and stuff here. It's because I'm not looking on the YouTube page because I can't pop y'all onto the screen. The thing is, a lot of people are members tonight because of all those gifted memberships. I'm just sort of trying to scroll past all the hellos and everything. So what we're going to talk about tonight. Oh, there's Russell saying good evening, everyone. So what we're talking about tonight is like what are your favorite camp meals, right? Like it could have gone like, hey, homie Omi is in the house. How you doing, homie? Whiskey Harbor, nice to see you. You always watch on Wednesdays, early mornings, says Whiskey Harbor. I'm trying to. Let me just sort of scroll on down. Okay, so Christy has actually, she makes breakfast Sammys with English muffins and biscuits and gravy, but sometimes we put the gravy over fried potatoes. The hell's a biscuit? Oh, that's sort of like a scone kind of thing, isn't it? Isn't that what a biscuit is? I don't think Americans have this thing called biscuits, but I don't. Russell says it didn't auto start once again. I wonder if that's because of a premium. I don't know. But I do like a breakfast sandwich on an English muffin. Yeah, man. I like a sausage, cheese, egg. Can't go wrong. Little mayo. I prefer like a spicy mayo or a chipotle mayo or something. I don't really love straight up mayo. For supper tonight, I made my bang bang chicken breasts. So you take your breasts, and I'm like over rice. I usually do them with baby potatoes, but dry your chicken breasts, score them like in a crosshatch, and then I make a sauce. Well, first I rub them with like smoked paprika, garlic powder, and onion powder. and then I make like a sauce with like a cup of mayo, and then I'm giving members measurements, but I don't. I measure with the heart. Okay, so I pour a bunch of mayo into a bowl, and then onto that I pour a bunch of sweet chili sauce, and then on top of that I do what's that hot sauce called? The Asian hot sauce with the rooster on it. I keep wanting to call it sambal oelek, but it's not. Sriracha for the bang. Air fryer 390 for 20 minutes. Bam, delish. Why am I? Oh yeah, because I said I prefer like a spicy mayo. Yeah. So yeah, I do like a breakfast sandwich. I think that's an excellent choice. Destiny's top 5 bushcraft camping meals. Meal 1: any meal grilled on the open fire. Who knew fire could taste so good? Completely agree. In fact, I'm glad you said that because I was going to talk about that. Jim is stepping away until he's out of work. That's fine. That's okay. I mean, I'm going to be lonely without you, but that's okay. Now an ad. Yeah, I don't know how it. Peanut Trucker says bacon, eggs, biscuits, and gravy and pancakes. There's that biscuits again. Is that like a bun? Biscuits. I kind of feel like I need to say biscuits with some kind of an American accent. I made me some biscuits. Now, Peanut Trucker, you're not cooking that over a fire, right? You've got that, what's it called? A Blackstone, hot stone? Is that it? Or do you mean like in a cast iron over a fire? To me, anything in a cast iron over a fire is going to be good. Hold on a second. Is David here? Ah, yes. David, who is a channel hero and a channel mod, is asking if Marcus has a lantern going tonight. I don't have a lantern going tonight either. I don't want to burn them in my basement. I want to burn them outside. Hold on a second. I don't look like the moon, although the resemblance to Charlie Brown is uncanny. It's okay. Like Charlie, I never get any respect. Country Boy says, everything I cooked in the bush is my favorite. Food tastes so much better outside. I think it's the taste of the smoke. I also agree. I completely agree. I think anything, for instance, I hate hot dogs, but a wiener stuck on a stick over an open fire, well, over embers, fine. Even knowing what goes into them, I'm still fine with it if it's cooked over an open fire or embers. Christy says, did you get my message about the Rob Roy? Yes, I did. Unless you messaged me again. Uh-oh, I dropped out of the top 8 in Duolingo. I'll deal with that later. Damn you, Duo. Just taking a look here. Just making sure. Just making sure I got everything. Yes, general chat, right? Yes, you said it was a Rob Roy, and I give you a thumbs up. We're good. We's good. Mark is asking, what was that drink I did on the impromptu live a couple of weeks ago? What did I make? I've made a bunch of things. Was it one where I was trying to make a new drink, where I was doing a new drink design? Was that one? I can taste it on this live. What are we talking? Oh, since I've never had it at some other cocktail. Okay, yeah, maybe I'll pour myself a dram of that at 10. Do some tasting notes. Vanilla, caramel. Trucker says weather's cool but no rain until tomorrow. Okay. Tyler Wood, man, I haven't seen you in a minute. How you doing, mister? How's the weather where you are? Man, and Wanderers Rangers here as well? It's like, actually, Ranger was here last week too, but it's cool how like these names I haven't seen in so long are starting to come back. Nice to see you. Shawnee says, good evening. Good to see you, Shawnee. Everyone's saying hi. Destiny likes her Pellegrino au naturel. That's, yeah, I think that's what we buy as well. Canadian is going on another cruise. Canadian, I went to whatever the orange store is called and bought like a little Ryobi drill and impact driver set to replace the ones that I blew. I mean, look, they lasted me like 6 years, so I'm not going to complain too much. But I was thinking about you when I bought them. It's funny because I want to switch it up to like all probably Milwaukee, but like I have batteries for the Ryobi already, and so I feel that it's an expensive prospect to restart. And I realized like I don't do enough work to buy like higher end stuff. I just want higher end stuff, and so I have to keep that kind of expenditure for axes and stuff. But I was buying this Ryobi stuff and thinking about you and thinking you would probably be disappointed in me. Everybody's saying hi. Canadian is going to Cozumel, Belize, Honduras, and Costa Maya. Sounds pretty good. Marcus says unto David he should have used his lanterns when the power was out. That's what I have mine for. Well, and enjoyment of the great outdoors after dark, of course. Whiskey Harbor saying good day, folks. Everyone's saying hi to. Yeah, Fridge Blue, yay, new fridge time. Please. There's a repair guy coming tomorrow. Depending on what it costs, that's what'll make us decide. I was looking into some new fridges and stuff, but hold on. Cody's pinging me. I just want to make sure. Okay. Yeah. So I will tell you one thing. I'm not likely to buy the same brand as we had before because we've had it for 10 years and we've had it serviced 6 times. They're probably all the same, but homie Omi in the house. How long are you waiting on that sexy new axe, homie? Is it going to be like an 8-month wait? David says it was so icy he could not walk to the garage. We did not lose our power. So, I'm just trying to get to, I'm just sort of, everything jumped, so I don't know where, but steak and potatoes can't go wrong. You're absolutely right. That's right. So here's the thing, Tyler. Like when I do a steak, I always do it in cast iron, but I kind of want to try doing it directly on the embers. Like you see guys like Ray Mears, describe, put it directly on the embers, and it creates a crust, so you don't end up with all this ash stuck to your steak. I want to try that, but I've never done it. Do you? Have you ever done it like that? There's all kinds of ways to, hot rock. I fear putting the wrong kinds of rock in my fire and having them explode, so I never do stuff like that. But like, do you do just sort of the cast iron thing, or do you do some of the other sort of bushcrafty steak methods? Because I like to do a good steak. Cast iron. Potatoes is great. Like mini potatoes, I'll do. I also love to do bacon, but for bacon, what I'll do, if I'm having like an actual bushcraft outing, if I'm not car camping with the kids or something, I'll hang the bacon over the fire. Either I'll use sticks, or I now have like just a rack that you can prop up on something. Or does it have fold out legs? It's in a video from a long time ago that I did with Serge. We were doing bacon and sausages, and So much good food. We made sandwiches. But yeah. So yeah, how do you do it? Mr. Wood. Hold on. Oh, I just want to go back to what Chris said. It's the biggest truck show to start the season. It takes 3 days to set up and about an hour to break it down. It's a 3-day event with lots of vendors and show trucks. But do you go as a show truck or something, or do you go as a participant? Like you've got a booth or whatever they do in a truck show. Shawnee agrees with Tyler Wood. Yep. Well, he speaks the truth. I agree. Christy says, yes, that is what a biscuit is. So it's like a scone. Okay. Uh-oh. Destiny's disappearing into the bottom of a Pellegrino bottle. You can wake up hungover. Well, I didn't name it. Like Bang Bang Chicken is a thing that exists. I just make it really, really well. Stupid sinuses. Sweet chili sauce is what you dip your egg rolls in. Yeah, well, it's an Asian sauce, right? We usually have a bottle of it around. We were out, so I had to go and buy one. David says, can't beat a roasted tub steak and a toasted bun cooked over an open fire. What the hell's a tub steak? The hell's a tub steak? But yeah, a toasted bun over an open fire. Yeah, throw it on a rack. Hells yes. I don't know what the hell a tub steak is, though. Is that? Anyway, pretty sure he'll tell me. Christy made an egg roll in a bowl tonight with pot stickers on the side. Yep. I do like me some pot stickers. I would not bring them to the campsite, though. So Christy says, we fish when we go camping. So good old fish fry is good when you catch one. You know me, I fear fishing because of my allergies, but I wish I had that kind of freedom, to canoe out somewhere and just catch lunch. I mean, I can eat whitefish, but I don't know enough about fish to know what I've just caught. If I cut it open and it's red, I'm gonna feel like I killed something for nothing, right? Canadian says anything cooked on a fire is always good. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree completely. David also loves a fish fry. Do we have Red Lobster in Canada? Yes. Do we still have Red Lobster in Canada? I know we had. I'm sure of it. I don't think we have it in Quebec. Yeah, what I would love to try is making fish, the apparently native way, where you sort of splay it out and put it on like a little crosshatch, a little stick, crosshatched. Just hold it over a fire. I'm totally off camera. Sorry. Do you know what I'm talking about? Ray Mears did that with Lars Felt. Ray was camping in Sweden, and Lars Felt sort of paddled across the lake to him, brought him this great big salmon, and said, "You can have it if you'll show me how the how the Native Americans do it." But yeah, I'd love to try that with a whitefish, obviously. Christy says, nachos over an open fire in a cast iron is awesome, along with homemade pizza over a fire in cast iron. Yeah, cast iron is really the key, isn't it? Although, there's a kind of carbon steel pan. I don't. It's called a cool handle or something like that, and I would love to try one of those. I would love to get one of those just to see how it is to cook with. Chris says Blackstone and cast iron, Dutch oven over the fire. I do make baked beans from scratch in a Dutch oven hanging over the fire. That sounds delicious. Absolutely delicious. Shawnee loves hobo potatoes on the fire, Dutch oven of chili. Man, you guys know how to live large. Chris agrees completely with a Dutch oven full of chili. Yeah, there's been a lot of cocktails, so I'm not sure which one he's talking about, but because a few of those live streams have been specifically so I can work on a new design, right? Um, Jeez, what was it? Which one was it? I made a bunch. Nice. David, they did their first barbecue tonight. Still kind of snowy here. Russell says I need to break it down into breakfast, lunch, supper, snacks, comfort snacks, drink, campfire goodies. Okay, so what I do for breakfast, let's okay, let's go with that. Except that Russell said that at 9:21. Oh, and we're only 11 minutes later. Okay, so I like my camp breakfast to be bacon, eggs, toast, tea. Um, yeah, or bacon, eggs, toast, and like I'll do it like a cowboy coffee or something. It's just I'm never gonna do cup of Joe in a stupid paper cone, right? Speaking of caffeine, tea's a good drink. So that's what I like. Fairly often during the day, I don't want to stop for a big lunch. I just want to eat like gorp or when I used to go hunting. There's this fumoir, whatever the hell that's called in English. Do I have any Quebecers in the house tonight? What the hell's a fumoir in English? Where they smoke meats and stuff. Um, so there's this fumoir on the North Shore somewhere, Saint something de quelque chose, where they make this pork jerky. Well, they make jerky. I've only ever had the pork, but like big honking strips, like smoked over a fire. There's no, it's not liquid smoke. It's done in the way that those who are lucky enough to have a smoker do it. You have to chew and chew and chew, but man, like a half bag of that during the day as I'm doing my stuff. I love the flavors of smoked foods. I just want to check something here. I'm gonna reload the YouTube page. Something just popped into my head. Oh, and then I'm gonna skip the ad. Oh, I can't skip the ad. I do love the non-skippable ads. Oh no, okay. So there are 23 people watching and 20 thumbs ups. All right, that's not too bad. 3 people are just trying to, hurt my feelings, but whatever. Um, so yeah, I love a good jerky. I love pemmican. I like to, pop that out and start chowing down during the day. I love pemmican. I kind of want to try making biltong, because it's essentially South African pemmican, and I have an intense desire to see Africa, so I've got like this real love of all things African. There's a cocktail from uh is it Uganda? I don't remember. Um there's a cocktail, an African cocktail that I would like to make. But I have to, well, I don't have to. It it, re, it technically requires a specific kind of wooden stick. That sounds weird, but anyway. So yeah. So during the day I like to eat like gorp and jerky or pemmican, stuff like that. Um, Nuts. And then at supper time is when I like to do like a steak or sausages. Sausages more often than like wieners. I'll have hot dogs along for when I'm camping with the kids, but when I'm on my own, I like to not. Or sometimes, like when I went to Russell's Land there, I just, because I was taking the train to get there and everything, I just bought a bunch of those sort of freeze dried meals. Um, and I back those as a concept. They're expensive though. I'd rather sort of do my own. I mean, I've shown you guys the Backcountry Eats book that I have here. Um, I'd rather do something like that. But if I don't have the time, I have no problem buying a Mountain House or whatever. A lot of sodium. I know that you need to have more salt when you're moving around and hiking and canoeing and stuff. So it's not so bad. But generally, I'm supposed to be on a low sodium diet because I'm old and fat. Um, so aside from that, what's the rest of what Russell is talking about? Snacks. I guess snacks is what I said I like to eat during the day, right? Like I don't tend to kick back and have a huge lunch. I like to graze the whole day. Um, I want to tell you that I love me some dried fruit, but I don't. Like I don't. I actively dislike dried apples. Actually, I kind of actively dislike most dried fruit. I do love me some dried pineapples, though. I need that kind of sugar, like I need another hole in my head. But yeah, apparently Mark Davidson got an ad. Mark, I mean, look, I'm behind in the chat, but if you haven't said it yet, do you remember anything about that cocktail that I made? Like, was it one with cream in it or something? Um, Drinks. I like to bring along a couple of beer and have them sort of sitting in the water to keep them cool. Um, Obviously, I gotta have a whiskey for my nightcap. I am. I'll have my drinks from a. Uh, Hold on. Do you guys still have an ad on? Because I don't have an ad rolling for me right now. Mark says I muddled cherries. I don't think I muddled cherries, but what did I put a cherry on most recently? This is gonna bug me. You're gonna get like an email from me or something like 3 days from now saying, "Oh yeah, it was this." Hmm. Um, yeah, it's bugging me. Obviously, I like to have a lot of water with me because I get dehydrated fast when I'm hiking or whatever. Tea. Gotta have some tea bags. I don't know. What do you like, Russell? What's your list? Yeah, yeah, Sean. He's like, oh, snacks. Yeah, you're absolutely. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Wander says different meals with meat, either as a steak, chicken, or scrimps. What the hell's oh, shrimp, and then a side of potatoes, cooked veggies, or whatever the fancy might be. I So when I was working at Reader's Digest, um, I was working on a book of something, and in that book, one of the things that we had in there as information is that if you're cooking meats and stuff like that over fire, meat, chicken, whatever, over fire, also do veggies like peppers, zucchini, stuff like that, because something about barbecuing I think it's specifically the peppers, will counteract some of their. God, I don't remember if this is even right. I may be misremembering this, but something in the peppers counteracts the possible carcinogens in what happens when the meat gets all smoked up. I don't know if I'm remembering this right because I haven't worked at Reader's Digest in a long freaking time. But anyway, so I developed a real taste for doing up a whole bunch of veggies with my meat, and I like veggies cooked over fire. I love it. I do a whole basket of veggies when I'm barbecuing. Um, I'll do peppers, zucchinis, onions, and mushrooms. I'm not a big mushroom fan, but they're good for you apparently. So I eat them, and my family loves mushrooms. So you know, um, Destiny says Christie's Irish Oreo shake for the win in front of a fire outdoors. Canadian says around the house Ryobi is just fine. Yeah, and that's sort of it. Like my last one lasted me a long time. I was just Cody and I were hanging a TV stand, and the only drill I had was one of those old egg beater ones, which is fine for most of the stuff I do, but not for everything. Shawnee says, for breakfast, ham and cheese croissant warmed on the fire. I add egg if you have it, fresh fruit. I would absolutely add an egg to that. I add eggs to everything when I'm camping. Breakfast, ham and cheese croissant warmed on the fire. Sounds delish. I have just gotten a signal notification from somebody. Can I show that? Are you? Is Outdoor Dauber here? How late am I in the chat? Oh, I'm very late. It's 21:42. Just okay. Can I show this Dauber? I'm pretty sure I can. Oh yeah, he's here. I can see him right there. Ah, Tabernouche. Show it. Okay. Covering the. That's a lot of meat. What is all that? Is that like briskets? I know it's meat because I know you. Actually, it looks like meat. What is that? Is that all like briskets or something? Russell says big barbecue. Yeah, he's well equipped. Hold on. Country Boy says best meal we made camping was a roast chicken on handmade and hand cranked spit. I think I sent you a picture on Discord once. Cooked it over hardwood, so it tasted fantastic. I think you did send me a picture once, a long time ago. I see Mr. I see Long's Quest right there. How you doing, Skip? 16 pork butts. 71 kilograms of meat. Holy sn- How many people was this at one of your outings? I think yes, you weren't alone. That you were at an outing of some sort, if I remember correctly. I suddenly remember that you showed us this picture, didn't you? I remember nothing, man. I have a mind like a steel sieve. Christy says we only make breakfast and dinner, though in this part of Canada we say supper when camping. But midday, I always make like a charcuterie board with meats, cheeses, and fruits. That is an excellent idea. Oh, especially eating it outside, you must feel like Romans. I mean, ancient Romans, not current ones. Delicious. Okay, so Shawnee also likes for a snack. She lurks jerky. I was going to say she likes jerky and cashews. Not a fan of cashews on their own. I love almonds though. Can't afford to eat too many almonds, but I do love me an almond. Christy loves her some snacky foods. I love something like a charcuterie board, especially with like you got some brie, you got some camembert, you got some like some oca on there. Russell says the auction has good deals on fridges. Yeah, but I can't get to it. Yeah, Country wants to go glamping with Christy and Steve. See that glorious spread? Would you like some chutney with your salami and cheeses? Yeah, exactly. Lunch is usually a grab and go on a walk or a hike for sure. Absolutely. I'm trying to catch up here. Christy is such a foodie. I'm also a foodie. I'm a massive foodie. I enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking when there isn't like a time limit, like when I'm not rushing to get something done before everyone gets home. And even then, I like cooking. 8 to 10 months, yeah. I would love to be on that waiting list. I just cannot afford it. Absolutely. Mark says it was a Pan American Clipper. In fact, yes. In fact, I think I even showed that I had 3 recipes for that, right? That was the Leandro Di Manriva recipe that he does on his channel, the Anders Ericsson recipe, and then there was another one, I think from liquor.com, which I liked better than the other 2. Am I remembering this right? But for a Pan American Clipper, I think that those are the recipes I have. Homie, when that axe comes, I need to see pictures right away. I have had a thing for his workmanship for a long time. Someday, when life is not so expensive, I intend to make a drop on that. Dinner pizzas with the kids, yes. Cooked over a fire, hells yeah. I like it. Shawnee says dessert fudge strip cookies with a roasted marshmallow stuffed inside. I have no idea what those are, but I can guarantee you my kids would eat 12 each. Oh, Grace says that I should try putting the steak on the coals. It's very good. Okay. I'm always afraid that that kind of thing isn't going to work for me for some silly reason. And then I've like blown a $12 steak. Christy, I need to try making polenta. I've never done it. I've edited several recipe books with polenta recipes. I should try it. I'm gonna try it someday. Ba-ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Country boy carries an old grill from a barbecue that he props on rocks over the fire. Yeah, my dad and I used to do that. Well, my dad, my sister, and I guess, back in on my old stomping grounds, Ambleside Beach, North Vancouver. Just bring the grate, stick it up on rocks. Back when you could have fires on the beach. Everything is just sort of jumped. What the hell's a tube steak? Is that a sausage? Is tube steak just a sausage? Same kind of fridge, like a 2-door with a freezer on the bottom. It might just be a full-on 2-door, but I do like to not have the freezer on top. Part of me wants the freezer that you just open, like, the vertical freezer, because I'm tired of bending over. Okay, because that clear ice maker that I use, when I'm bending over to put it all the way down there, I'm trying to keep it from tipping. I have flooded the bottom of that freezer more than once. So I'd like to just be able to slide it in onto a fridge. Shawnee says, bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers, baked potatoes, and apple cobbler for dessert. I'm going camping with Shawnee. Mark, Grace is in southern Indiana, so they're only calling for 3 to 5 inches of rain. Northern Kentucky is supposed to get up to 14 inches. That sounds awful. Because I'm just doing the conversion, and 14 inches of rain. Nope. Hey, look who's here, or at least look who was here. Like, look who showed up 19 minutes ago. I'm late, man. How's it going, Mr. Sales? I was just talking about that video we did ages ago, where we did bacon on a rack over the fire. I miss that. I miss doing that. We should do that. Homie always says that Red Lobster has the best cheddar biscuits. Okay. I have never tried them. Oh, apparently they now sell that. They sell the mix. There's Mr. Dauber popping in, saying how's it going, and then obviously the traditional "Oh hey Jess," to which I need to say, "Oh hey Dauber." Oh yeah, homie knew about the box. Mix. Wonders Ranger says at a Civil War reenactment. Oh yeah, I saw pictures of you doing that. A friend of mine cooked a steak on a piece of wood. He cut the log round in half and then a slab off that half to make a board. Then used the inside edge to lay the steak. I'm trying to imagine how that would work. Pot of northern beans simmered for hours, throwing a chunk of ham. What the hell are northern beans? You mean Canadian beans? What? What are northern beans? How do you do the toast? Oh, I stick it on a stick. Stick it on. You know what I'm saying? Or on a fork. Put the bread like this way onto a fork and hold it over the fire. I said, bam. I also have an old school toaster that you could put on a barbecue or whatever, right? It's just like you unfold it, and it's like a metal pyramid, to sort of disseminate the heat, and then there are these little racks around the bottom, and you just prop your very 1970s, you know? But for that, I need to have, like, a barbecue or, like, be camping at a sit-pack that has a fire pit with a grate that swings over it. Jerky. Yeah, man. Jerky. Love jerky. Okay, like, northern beans and a chunk of ham. What the hell are northern beans? You'll all be happy to know that in Montreal right now, I don't know how it popped up in the weather. It's -2, but feels like -9. High of 2, low of -4. The air quality is good. Oh, tomorrow 50% chance of snow. I don't know why I'm looking at this. Why did I put? Oh, it's because I was gonna look what northern beans are. I'll look them up later. I do want to know what biltong. Yes, I gotta try making biltong. Have you've made it biltong, haven't you, Dauber? I almost used your first name. Also love me some pemmican. I've never made pemmican either, though. Like, I've made jerky before. I'm not very good at it. I need to do it a lot more. But I'm not doing it over fire. I have a dehydrator. The smell of me making jerky really irritates the wife, so I haven't done it in a long time. But I'd like to try making both of those, pemmican and um, Gunslinger Outdoors. How you doing? You're talking about pemmican jerky. Oh, I didn't know that there was something called pemmican jerky. But yes, I do love pemmican and I love jerky, and I want to try making biltong. David says, "What is pemmican?" So, ground up meat. It's a dried meat product. You mix it with a binder, like I want to say fat, but it's not. It's like rendered. There's usually some Saskatoon berries or something in it as well. Um, oh, I say what Country Boy says. Yeah. At 9:37, there was another ad. Oh, God, I'm really late. Okay, I'm gonna try to skip forward. Russell says that Ray likes hard-boiled eggs for snacks. Keep a long time, easy to peel, and eat on the trail. Oh, yeah. I could see that for sure. Can't beat a hard-boiled egg. Okay. Um, Pemmican lasts a long time. Add. I'm surprised that David has never heard of pemmican. You can even buy it at Mountain Equipment. What the hell is Mountain Equipment co-op called now? The Mountain Equipment Company? MEC, whatever. I think I said hi to Skip earlier, right? I'm gonna try to skip down because I'm really. Country Boy says fungi are fabulous. My lady is a bit of a wild mushroom nerd. I only know a couple that I feel safe harvesting in the wild. I do not feel safe harvesting anything. I wish I did. Pick up some boletes or some chanterelles or something, but nope, not gonna touch them. Not until like that's the kind of thing I would not depend on a book for. That's the kind of thing I would depend on a course for, like with a theoretical and a practical part, you know? Oh, so the pork butts are for a fundraiser. Okay. I remember that there was some sort of um, event. I like pork butts and I cannot lie. You otherwise can't deny. When a pig walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face, you get sprung. When I pull that stuff because that boat was stuffed deep in the jeans she's wearing. I'm hoping I can't stop staring. So, baby, I want to get with you. Yes, absolutely. Whoever invented the charcuterie board was a genius. I do feel that the charcuterie board is a modern iteration of a traditional, like maybe late Roman Empire lunch, right? Pan American Clipper. Says Mark Davidson. I think we've had this. Christy says brie on a cast iron with pears and apples. That, yeah. I would also put maple syrup on that, though. For sure. Yeah, I'm getting a little hungry too, actually, and I just had supper. Caveman steak, is that what you call it? Caveman steak? Christy says the reverse s'more, baby Bella cheese over the fire till it gets soft, and you put between 2 crackers with salami. You mean like those little mini Bon Bells? Mini Baby Bell? I was about to sing the jingle. That sounds pretty good, actually. Oh, a tube steak is a hot dog. Okay. I have never heard it called a hot dog before. I prefer sausages, but I understand what you're saying, and that's a legit bush food choice. Destiny, if your fridge has been going since '95, yeah. Look, they still knew how to make stuff back then. These days, you're gonna get 10 years, but they're expensive. Our fridge was like $3,500. Jim loves that Red Lobster cheddar biscuit mix as well. Oh, navy beans. Okay, I did not know that they were also called northern beans. Good to know. Edward Dauber has made a lot of jerky, but hasn't made biltong yet. Biltong is it's more involved. Like it takes some effort and some time. I mean, so does pemmican, but I still want to try making it. Jim says, I did a video of cooking great northern beans on a wild duck over a campfire. I will go and look for that. I will absolutely go look at it. Yes, it's essentially it's a South African version of like a pemmican or a jerky. Christy, I don't know. I get 30 eggs for $9. I mean, I live in Canada though. Edward Dauber's got a half dozen chickens, which is nice. Good to have. Show the second pic. You sent me another pic? You sent me another pic? You sure did. You did this pig roast last September. I'm still gonna. Do you remember? The night of September. Now, when we do a pig, at my mother-in-law's, we do it like what's it called, a méchoui? You stick it on a bar and you turn it over the fire for like hours. How big was that pig? Destiny says hot water heaters only last 10 years to the day. We're undecided about hot water on demand. Yeah, I gotta keep an eye on ours actually. What about bannock for breakfast? Okay, so how do you do bannock, David? Like the way I've always done bannock. I mean, from when I was young, sitting around a fire with an uncle of mine, we would make the bannock dough, roll it into a long tube, and then wrap it around, a stick and hold that over the fire. Does anyone do it that way? Bannock is so good. Hey, Beto's here. How you doing, Beto? How's the weather? Do I need to? Oh yeah, it's 10 o'clock. Okay, so yeah, okay. I'll try the monkey shoulder on its own since I've never actually had it on its own. Do you remember? September. Yeah, there we go. Some fool. Oh, there we go. I got kind of a knobhead comment on the review I did of this knife. Guy saying that I am the wrong person to promote that knife. Clearly, he did not understand that it was a knife review, not a promotion. I left the comment there. Why not? I'm not going to hide The hateful comments, the hurtful stuff, the stuff that makes me question my worth, my value in the world, my place, makes me question everything. Not the best cork pop in the world, but anyways. So, you guys know that I'm kind of a single malt guy. I don't do a lot of blends. I've Johnny Walker, Blue Label. It's a blend I quite like. I did that. I had the Al. What was the King George V, brilliant blend. Compass Box makes sort of artisanal blends. This is also a blended whiskey. What does that mean? So a single malt is all the whiskey, all the barrels that went into the bottle are from the same distillery. Okay. A blend is it may be partly Kalila if they want a little bit of smoke, then like maybe some Dalmore for more of a caramelly bottom, and so they blend towards a character. So I mean, if you've had anything by Johnny Walker, don't drink the red; it's garbage. But the others are they're all acceptable. My favorite is the green. The blue is quite good as well, but they're all blends of either all malt whiskeys or a mix of malt and grain whiskey. Like if it says blended malt whiskey, then that is only malted. If it says blended whiskey, then there's some grain whiskey as well. Anyway, is this a blended malt or is this a blended malt Scotch whiskey? And I bet you it's not going to. Batch number 27. Okay, so Monkey Shoulder is blended in small batches of Spayside's final single malt whiskeys, then married together. So Spayside's is going to be like, what am I going to think? What am I thinking of? It's not going to be Springbank because it's impossible to get that stuff, but stuff like that. So what am I expecting? Caramelly, sweet, maybe a little oaky, no smoke, no peat. Maybe something a little fruity or a little farmy. Cheers. Except you probably didn't hear that, right? What you should have heard was a... Yeah, so very caramelly, really fruity. Something kind of a marzipan, almond marzipan-y thing. Hold on. Thanks for reminding me, Christy. Yeah, sweet. Or marzipan, but also what's that other halva? Oh, I wish I had some halva right now. So that's like a sesame paste kind of thing. So a bit of that. Green apple, pear, lemon drop, like a citrus thing, but kind of a lemon candy, like a lemon drop. Caramel, vanilla, because of American oak. It's very good. More of the same. Now I'm getting a hint of a dark chocolate a little further back, and right at the back is a burnt espresso. Fresh though, like it's not a thick, cloying nose or palate. There's a fresh air element to it, a seaside breeze kind of thing. It's very good. I'm going to make an old fashioned with this someday very soon because I would like to taste that. Maybe I'll do that during my next cocktail live stream. I'll start by making an old fashioned out of this, and then I'll make a Rob Roy. Because when I saw this bottle, I thought about that failed one that I made during that live stream, Christy. And I was like, buying it, gonna do it again. Yep. Destiny's on a roll tonight. Hello, chickens, my old friend. Rotisserie. Oh yeah, that's where it turns, right? You just do them on a rack in the roaster. 256 pounds. That's a big old honking pig. Yeah, we usually do. What's a sanglier in English? Serge, are you still here? What the hell's a sanglier? And my father-in-law, he built the rotisserie thing. It's huge, and there's like this really slow motor on it with a chain. I have an ad. Does anyone else have an ad right now? Like right now, there's an ad playing right there on the YouTube side of this computer. But it's a Lee Valley ad, so I'm not angry about it. Okay. Mark says more ads tonight than ever. I set them for every half hour. Outdoor has done bannock on a stick or in a skillet. Yeah, I've done it in a pan as well. But there's because the way I did it as a youngin was always on the stick. That's the way I'm happiest. You know, I've got real warmth towards that because I have memories. Memories. Are we zoomed in? I don't think so. Why you want me to like? Are we zoomed in? You happier like that? Is that better? There we go. Boom, ba-bam. I'm still salty that he took that comment away when everyone piled on him. And now I know if ever you want someone to not be able to, like, if somebody says something dumb and then obviously regrets it, you can, if you pin the comment, they cannot delete it. So that comment stays there for posterity. And I wish I'd thought of that before he took that comment down. What you've just seen there is Dauber proving that he's an OG channel sub. Smoky flavor in the cast iron. Can't go wrong. I'm still on the hunt for like a camping Dutch oven, right? They usually have feet on them, which I don't really care about. But with the concave top instead of the convex, I mean, I'm not actively looking for one because when was the last time I got out into the woods? But I'm gonna hit the woods this season for sure. But yeah, because I really want one of those so that I can make bread and stuff like that using the Dutch oven as an oven. Coals on top and everything. Lemon drop. I do love me a lemon drop. David Evans has put a link to the monkey shoulder at the LCBO. How much is it at the LCBO? Because here it's $59, $59.50, I think it was. I mean, it's a blend, right? So it's not going to be like single malt money. I think Dauber's making fun of my tasting notes. The salty tears of a unicorn with a broken horn. Fresh dew on the first flowers of spring. Salt crusted on the shack of an old waterman. A whiff of hickory smoke from a campfire and the burn acid. That actually sounds like a pretty good whiskey to me. Especially the unicorn part. Is that going to be like a farmy flavor? 56 and some change. Oh, yeah. No, you're right. I think it was 56 here as well. Do we care that should I even look it up? Should I even look it up? I should plug in my phone. Purchase history. Today I purchased. Come on, fool. It's not showing up in my purchase history yet? Oh no, I forgot to show my card, I think. So I'll just look it up. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's probably the same price. Yeah, Dora remembers that well. Yeah, for sure. It's nice that I'm caught up with the chat. You know, chocolate covered caramels in a breeze next to the ocean. But it's not like really. It's not that it's super briny because it's not. It's more like sweet and fruity and everything. But the breeze element, like a cool day. There's a touch. Oh, and there's a bit of ozone there. I sometimes call that like a swimming pool. I used to call that a swimming pool note, but because I didn't really know what it was. But now I know that when I get that sort of chlorinated swimming pool note, it's actually ozone. A little bit of oak. Loving it. And yeah, so like I'll definitely have a whiskey for as my nightcap. I never drink anything alcoholic until the sharps are put away. But then, supper of a nice steak over a fire, maybe some potatoes, maybe some. I've never done rice. I'd like to try doing rice in my Morris pot at some point, but I've never done it. Oh my snap! Look who's here. I haven't seen you in a minute, Mister. Um, Everyone here probably has seen that name before and has hopefully watched that channel before. Every year is like, is it up north of 60 season yet? Actually, you know what? I haven't seen a whole lot of YouTubes at all for months now. I as some of you know, I've had a very high octane year. I've also been very burnt out of actually creating videos. I think my last video was 9 months ago. Someone's going to check that and correct me, um, but yeah, I bedtime reminder. Give me a break. I'm live streaming. Um, what I love about seeing those channels from like actually up north is how the tools are so much more logical. Because here's me. I'm buying tools that give me the fizz. I just want another Grand's Fizz. Okay, I always want another Grand's Fizz, but I got to get that hunting axe at some point. And I'm like, I don't like no Fiskars. And my Fiskars is a grubbing axe. Dave, is yours? Hold on, people. Disconnect. Sorry, I plugged in my phone, and this app decided that was my camera all of a sudden. Like, no. I was just saying. Oh yeah, and then like, it seems like all the channels of people who are up north in the cold, burning fire to keep from freezing to death. They've all got these like Fiskars axes or the Gerbers, right? It's the same company but two different brands, and they're working fine. They're working great. And it's like, so why do I keep buying these stupidly expensive Swedish things when obviously, like, I don't even really know how to put that sentence together, but it's cool to see like the tools that really really count, because when I'm hitting the woods to do bushcraft during the summer or the fall or something, there's no comparatively there's nothing really on the line. But if you're north of the Arctic Circle, freezing to death is always going to be a possibility, right? Like having a tool that ain't gonna fail is ridiculously important. And that's where you see like which tools are nice. I did not know I had another one of those. That's where you see what what a tool is really worth, you know? And so it always makes me feel a little pressure, the stuff that I have, because I buy stuff that gives me the fizz, right? I was gonna go somewhere with that, but I lost it. 7 months? Okay, so it's been 7 months. I've been crazy burnt out. I just watched on Udemy a video making course for work, because since last January, I'm not a tech writer anymore. I'm what's called a video content developer. Not in any way the same stuff that I do on YouTube at all. Um, but um, so as a skills dev thing, I watched this course. I took this course on Udemy, and it's given by Andrew St. Pierre White, videographer, huge body of work. He has a YouTube channel, very into like 4x4 adventure travel. A lot of it goes over Africa. So, I mean, this guy's living a life that I could only dream of, right? I mean, he's in Africa all the time filming. He lives in, I think, Western Australia. His wife is an editor of a magazine or something. I mean, kind of a power couple kind of thing. But even though I was watching this for work, and like 2/3 of it was good information for like my day job, the other third was very much more like videography and shooting videos, like documentaries and stuff. But I sort of came out of that course feeling inspired to get back into video making. And so I would really like to get my camera down from here and take it out into the woods soon. Outdoor has vintage American axes, except for your Walters. I love me a Walters. David likes his Fisker. Maybe I should try. Okay, so the reason I didn't like the Fisker, I don't love my Fisker, is because I never wear. Okay, and maybe if you wear gloves, it's not a big thing. But for me, the hollow fiberglass handle, because I've got arthritis. Okay, it fires the vibrations right into my hand and right into my arm. The way I find that hickory or even ash dull that, and so that's what my major problem is with it. Is that I don't find that it's very comfortable. I get pain from from using them. And maybe if I was a Sub-Zero all the time, and so I was wearing like some good leather gloves or something, maybe it wouldn't be an issue, right? Outdoor just hafted ahead last week. I think I know which one you're talking about. Country Boy says, my Fisker's hatchet, splitter, and maul are awesome. Take a shift kicking and never fail me. Yeah, that's for sure. It's funny, when I bought mine, I was sure, I was like, this is gonna shatter, and it's lasted me 20 years, 18, something like that. I mean, the edge is destroyed because I use it as my grubbing axe, but I mean, I can't complain about the longevity for sure. Dave says, I love the Swedish axes, but wouldn't trust my life to it. Fiskers are indestructible. They will not break in the cold, and they're super easy to sharpen. They are definitely easy to sharpen, for sure. Yeah, there's something about that steel. I mean, it dulls a little faster than my other stuff, but because it's so easy to sharpen, I kind of don't care. Something was a few weeks ago. I don't remember what I was talking about. But yeah. Now, so Dave, what we're talking about tonight is like, what's your favorite or your top 5 like camping meals? Now, you do a lot of cooking in your videos, so I kind of know what your tastes are. But okay, Do you does a meal from one of your videos or a recent trip or not recent trip, does one of those really sort of stick out at you? Like, as, "Wow, we really did it right." Like, is there a meal that was really, really, uh hold on a second. Yeah. So, did you make a meal in that tent of yours, you and Viv, and, like, okay, that's this meal was tickety boo, as my dad would say. Serge says, I've said, like, nothing tonight, been preoccupied, but I've edited a video for my daughter's oral project for school, and it bugs the hell out of me that I haven't posted a video in months. Yeah, it's bugging me as well, you know? Um, Dave and Val are like Swedish chefs in that tent. Yeah, they do great meals and stuff, you know? Serge, I hope you're not preoccupied about anything too bad. I've been kind of I've been a little preoccupied lately because it seems like 15% of my friends are dealing with cancer right now, and I'm like, what's going on in the world? Why is that happening? So that kind of preys on my mind, but I mean, yeah, what's up with the world? I'll do one more small dram of that whiskey. It actually it's very tasty on its own. Like I said, I've never had this outside of a cocktail, so like just a tiny, just to take us to 11 o'clock. Put that over there so I don't forget that we're only having a little one. Um, David is off to Toronto for Pam's post-op follow-up. Good night, mister. I hope that goes really well, and I hope that Pam is feeling much better, because that was not a good event for you guys. Um, like I sometimes okay, one of these inks is too tall. Um, I kind of feel that like almost no matter what I cook, a campfire makes it taste better. Apparently, I'm supposed to check signal. 1 second. Dauber is just filling up the signal with cool stuff tonight. Oh, a few weeks ago. Okay, that was that axe we were talking about. Okay. Okay, I gotta show you this. I gotta show you guys this meal. I gotta hide the name. Grilled bone-in pork chops. Grilled. Oh, come on, get my face out of the way. Pork chops, asparagus, which you cannot go wrong with bacon and chicken flavored rice. Phew. And also, recently rehafted axe, doing what an axe needs to do. Loving it. They said my favorite would be Dutch oven pizzas or any hearty stew cooked in the Dutch oven. I have yet to do like a kick-ass stew out in the woods, but I love a stew. Love stew. My family doesn't love stew. My family doesn't love soup. My family doesn't love soup. I'll tell you, the next time my wife and girls go out of town for something and I've got a couple of days to myself, I'm making soup and stew. A lot of guys are like, I'm alone. I'm gonna play video. I'm making freaking soup and stew. Okay, am I clear? But yeah, I love a good stew. And it's funny how many of you guys say like Dutch oven pizzas tonight. A lot of pizza action. Um, um, Serge says, okay, it's just life in general. You got cancer with people. You got people with cancer around you too. It's driving me crazy Absolutely crazy. Uh, Dave says, "Oh, for God's sakes, click on the right thing." Also, no, it's not as romantic, but peak freeze-dried meals are underrated. I was actually saying before that, sometimes if I'm heading to the woods and I don't have time to, like, dehydrate a bunch of meals, I have no problem with buying a prepackaged freeze-dried meal, you know? Steve hates soup. What the hell? What is with these people? Who the hell hates soup? So, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm alone for the weekend. I'm buying 4 tomatoes, an entire a goose of garlic, whatever that thing is called, the whole thing with the all the little cloves in one little packet, whatever. Um, Probably, like, some zucchini or some carrots, roast it all in the oven, and then grind it all up with, a robot, and then throw it in a pot and heat it up, put it in a bowl, maybe a dollop of sour cream on there, crusty ass bread. I miss that. Guys' night out, let's make stew. If Robin and I have a night together, we make something, man. If we're, like, kids and wives free for an evening, we make food. Christy says her parents can eat soup every day. I like soup. Yeah, crispy stuff on the bottom of the pan mixed with mashed potatoes. Absolutely. Yeah, I believe Fiskars is Finnish, and I think they own Gerber, or is it the other way around? Yeah, Fiskars is a Finnish brand. Yeah. Oh, up north the 60 says use pita bread for your crust. I have always used, like, either a flatbread or naan or something like that. But yeah, pita, because, like, yeah, I could see that crisping up really good. Outdoor Dauber says, I don't hike. I'm a woods bum. I walk a mile or two into the forest and set up camp for the weekend. Always have pork chops or steaks for supper, usually baked potatoes. Country boy does not like stew, unless it's fresh, finished, and heart cooked the same day I harvested the deer. I've never had heart in a stew. It's only ever been sort of cut up and thrown into a pan. But I mean, I haven't hunted in so long that I don't even remember what it tastes like. Dauber likes eggs, bacon, sausage, scrapple, and home fries for breakfast. I do not know what scrapple is, but I got to figure that out because I know Outdoor Dauber's tastes and our tastes are very similar. Although I do like generally less meat at the same time. In fact, I've been trying to do like meatless Mondays or something just to sort of reduce the flesh intake. But um, when I'm in the woods, I like to have some steak or some sausage or some, you know. Justin also likes the crusty ass bread for sure. Chris says to check Messenger because he also sent me a photo. That's the kind of photo I like to see. Oh, and your name isn't showing up, so I can just show it. Look at that. I have one of those tripods. I mean, it's probably not the exact same one, but I have, like, one of those cast iron tripods that you can just hang a. It's too heavy for me to take almost anywhere. Um, but when I do bring it, it's great. Heavy but great. Peanut sugar doesn't. I mean, crusty bread. Bread with the crusty crust. What? Whatever that means. Oh, holy crap! Outdoor Dauber's birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. All together now. Just kidding. Um, yeah, exactly. Destiny's pulling out the notebook. Good old 49, eh? Good old 49. I remember 49. I don't really remember it that much. I mean, it was not a special year for me, but Peanut Trucker knows that Destiny keeps track. Are there any other April birthdays? I'm in May. May 21st. I mean, if anyone's looking to buy somebody a canoe. Yeah, Destiny, do we have any other birthdays in April? Christy just turned 59. Nice. You got something big planned for 60? Like buying yourself a big gift? Scrapple is a Pennsylvania Dutch dish of pork scraps and cornmeal cooked into a loaf, sliced and fried. It originated in 16th century Germany as a way to use up leftover pig parts in stock after butchering. Pennsylvania Dutch settlers adapted the recipe using cornmeal and hogs and named it scrapple by the 1820s. Scrapple is often eaten for breakfast with eggs, pancakes, or hash browns and can be served with syrup. I have never heard of this. Peanut Trucker is May 12th. We've had this conversation because it's like, you're May 12th, I'm May 21st. It's like, yeah. Scrapple. Country Boy wishes he was 49 again. Okay. Destiny thinks that the next birthdays are the May babies. Christy is going to be in Ireland for her 60th. That sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty good. I don't know what I'm going to do for my 60th. I mean, I've got 8 years to figure that out. But like maybe that's what I'll buy myself, my canoe. I mean, I'm kind of there's a lot of stuff that I'm wanting to do that's sort of being put off until my kids are both like really self-propelled, and that's when I'm 60. So and I don't have a place to put a canoe right now anyway. I really want one though. I know which one I want too. No, I knew which one I wanted, and now I'm hesitating between the Swift Prospector 16 or the same model but at Novacraft. The Novacraft are a little more traditional looking, but you know, yes, I am turning 53. Absolutely. Yeah. Uh-oh. Chris is 4 years away from 60. What happened all those years? I had the same thought, you know? Winder says that basically leftover pork ground up and fried in a pan. Scrapple. It's not the most appetizing of names, but it sounds delish. For sure. What am I looking for? I was just looking for something, but I don't even know why. Anyway, excuse me. It's funny because when I hold on, Serge says, "Happy birthday to Outdoor Dauber." For the rest of y'all, I haven't replied to. I'm still eating supper, and it's his birthday. No disrespect. That's fine. It's fine. It's funny because when I turned 40, I bought myself that bass that you guys have seen, right? Just reminding me, my other bass got damaged during the St. Patrick's Week slaughter, and I have to get that fixed because I've got gigs next week. Guess I'm playing the Sadowski. I just reminded myself of that. But so like, bought myself a $5,000 bass for my 40th birthday. I thought I was going to have to do something huge for my 50th, but then life got in the way, and I did almost nothing for my 50th. I think we had a party with a cake or something, but yeah. So I'll just have to get my canoe for my 60th, I guess. Excuse me. So tired. It's okay. Got 24 minutes left before bedtime. Which of you haven't told us yet about what you love for an outdoors camping / bushcraft food? or meal. I think we got most of you. But now I'm really thinking about like stew in a Dutch oven over an open fire. Have any of you made bread in a Dutch oven? I've been interested in trying that ever since I saw. I think Ray Mears did it. Um, and in fact, I think he's he's the one who said, because like he has the Dutch oven with the with the convex top, but I believe he cuts the feet off of his all the time to make sure they don't break off in transit or whatever. Which is probably something that I would think about doing. I don't know if I'd actually do it because I don't like to mod my stuff. I like to leave something in the state it came in. If you're, yeah, it would probably be an expensive flight for sure. But I mean, you know, I was gonna say, but it's not expensive when you get there, but it kind of is, apparently. Um, Jim's got an ad. Do I have an ad rolling? I don't have an ad rolling right now. Oh, but I'm way behind. What the hell? I don't know what's going on there. I do not have an advert right now. Dauber. Nice. Dauber's showing his classiness. Trucker says, we make bread in the enamel cast iron in the oven and the 12-inch, I guess, Dutch oven over the open flame. So how easy is it? Like, because I'm imagining it's probably not quite as, oh, sorry, guys, not quite as straightforward as just throwing it in an oven, but it's probably not like hard, right? You have to prove your dough and everything, but then you just throw it into a greased Dutch oven and it's an oven. Winters Ranger's birthday is June 13th, and he will be 47. Or 29 American in Canada, I guess. So now here's what I want to do, like right now, which I won't because, it's almost 11. I would love to make a stew, open fire, of course, do some bannock the way I grew up doing it, right? Wrapping it around a stick, sort of a spiral up a stick. Nice cold beer afterwards. Hold on. That looks cool, except that it's not showing up yet. There you go. So a Grumman aluminum canoe with a sail kit for sale today. Man, I remember those Grumman aluminum canoes. I've never had one, and I've never sailed in one, but I knew people with them, and I always just wondered how hot does that thing get under summer sun? You're paddling along and like, the light, like how. And I imagine that they're not too heavy. I mean, they're aluminum, right? What the hell's a mountain pie? What the hell's a mountain pie? That's not like a prairie oyster, is it? What's a mountain pie? What's with you guys telling me about these foods I never heard of? Mountain pie. We're gonna look it up. Now, Outdoor Dauber's getting an ad? What's going on? Peanut Trucker says, whoops. Pretty easy to make bread. Parchment paper with some butter and try to maintain a temperature. It's the hardest part over the fire. Easier to use charcoal to set up top and around the bottom. Yep. Some coals. Yeah. Yeah, like I try to never cook over an actual open fire. I like to wait for the fire to go down to embers or coals so that I just feel that the heat from a bed of embers is more efficient than actual flames. Stop yawning. I am just really wrecked here, guys. Um, Country Boy says, "Mountain pie sounds like something Bison leaves behind him." That's kind of what I was hinting at. Jim says, "We'd form bannock over a stick, slide it off, and fill it with jams, pie fillings, or meats and cheese." Ah, you see, we just tore it off and ate it, but wow, what an idea. Meats and cheese, like throw some Carnotzel down there or something. Hello. Hey, look who's here. Curmudgeon. Yeah, I hope everyone in the chat is doing well as well. It sounds like we're all doing okay. Hope you're doing okay. Hope the weather's good. Oh man, guys, I'm really sorry for yawning. You'd be surprised at how much heat comes up from an open flame as long as there's no wind. Yeah, I don't trust the steadiness of it. You know, that's why I always like to wait until everything's gone down to coals. Hold on. Warming up fast there. Still have a few feet of snow. So how much longer do you think it'll last? Like you guys, like the rivers aren't broken up yet, right? It's not, the ice isn't snapping to pieces yet, is it? What did Destiny say? Huh? Steak wrapped in spruce. Where did you hear about that, Destiny? I would try that. Love spruce. Oh, yeah, I'm with Dauber. I've never heard of that, but now I want to. Absolutely. Like I'm trying to imagine how you do that. Like you just like wrap it in spruce bark, I guess, or do you wrap it up with boughs? Snow will last maybe another 3 weeks or less. The Susitna never really froze this year. The Susitna, right, Russian name. The Susitna never really froze this year, and it's flowing more now than 3 weeks ago. Okay. Okay. So I mean the end's in sight. Um, Destiny says some bushcraft guy was cooking up his steak that way on YouTube. Please remember what channel that was, because I want to see that. Then I want to try that. Okay, it was the boughs. I'm not sure if there was anything else besides the steak and spruce boughs. That sounds compelling. I and Jim are gonna probably need to try that. Oh, sorry, guys. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Did you say what it tastes like? No, but like in the video, did the needle sort of like stick to the steak or like burn onto the steak or anything? It sounds like Curmudgeon uses the fresh spruce tips to make a form of syrup as well as cough medicine. Yeah, that also I would use spruce tips just to make a tea with, like especially the fresh ones, the fresh, like when they're new, when they're that lighter green. Delish. Crispy spruce noodles does sound good, for sure. I I do really like making tea from evergreen spruce evergreen. Oh my land! From I like to make pine tea and spruce tea and fir tea. Destiny says he had the spruce wrapped around and tied to the stake inside. Huh. I gotta try that. I definitely have to try that. Guys, I think I'm too tired to go all the way to 11. I'm sort of. Oh, hold on a second. Before we do that, Dauber sent the mountain pie pic to the signal. So is a mountain pie just like a um a grilled cheese? I mean, oh, it's like cheese and like a cold cut or something. So it's essentially like a grilled cheese, but with other stuff in it. Sounds pretty damn good, actually. Yes, it would be fun to try an underground oven for sure. Yeah. Jim says, I'm always pulling a few branches of a cedar in my yard for tea. Maybe try wrapping it on a stick. Yeah, I would try that. Let me know how that goes, because I also have a couple of cedars in my backyard. So if it works for you, I'll do it too. We'll compare notes. Bonsoir et bisous. Always enjoy these lives and company. Take care, everyone. All right, good night, Destiny. I'm Jim just watched an underground oven video. In fact, yeah, guys, I'm gonna shut her down because I'm not gonna stop yawning, and I hate yawning on screen. I feel like I'm disrespecting my audience or something. So I'm gonna go to bed. So everyone, thanks for hanging with me tonight. There was some really interesting stuff said. Um, I really want to go crawl out into the forest and make some food over an open fire now. But whatevs. And I'll speak to you guys soon. As I always say, between now and next live stream, which is next week, please, everybody, please be safe, be sane, be healthy, and be kind to one another. Good night, everyone.